317. 17.
217.
Okay. That's it.
Yeah.
On page 2, is that revenue?
Pages 2 and 3 are income.
You said 17, correct?
No, I'm talking about page 2.
Oh, page 2, yes, these would be,
2 and 3.
yeah,
That's all revenue?
taxes coming in. Intergovernment, like cigarette tax, which is zero, because the. Like,
Cannabis tax.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
and then licensing permits, like animal license, vaccination fees. Late fees would be like utility, any late fees that are coming in. Charges and service. So, and I don't know why they. Did this, cause we don't actually, do we print? In or big copies for anybody anymore?
Of,
Anything? They
Yeah,
bring in-
so yes, if it's an IPRA request.
If
then we
it's a
do.
large one, right?
Basically what I've asked my people to do is just have some common sense. If somebody comes in and they want a report or they want a whatever, give it to them. If they come in and they want 10,000 pages, guess what? You're gonna pay for that because we're working hard to get it.
Yeah,
You know,
Okay.
just a common sense thing.
Then it's gonna take time, energy and money to finish.
I just didn't know if we were doing that.
Yeah, we still
before.
do, we still,
And so that would be income from that.
Still think we need to drop it to 50 cents a page though. How much is it?
So,
that's a holler page. I think if you use, I don't wanna start yet. Let's try this.
Yep.
That's
just my thoughts.
No,
I mean, I'm not saying it's gotta go, I mean, it's.
the locals, if you want something, we'll give it to you. I don't care.
yeah,
It's these people that are out trying to,
the First Amendment auditors.
yeah. If that's the game you want to play, then pay for it.
So there's people that make a living off of this. That's the reason that it's at that amount.
It's easy, so if you go over 5 pages, it goes to $1 a page.
I think it would be harder to do it that way.
Yeah, it could get complicated pretty quickly.
Yeah.
For $1 then. 'Cause I can go look at anything I want to.
Yeah, you can look at it all day long.
Right, but in the past, I've asked for my water bill and they're like $2. I was like, are you kidding? I thought it was funny, right? But I mean, and they're like, no, I'm not.
Well, I'm there, see Joe, get pulled it up with that one.
I know, but I just thought I could walk down the hall, right? But, and I was like, oh, this was before you were here. I was like, okay, so I paid it, right? But it's, I mean, print it on both sides and I'll pay you $1 and I'm right? But First Amendment auditors do sometimes make a living off this, so in an IPRA, if you don't get a response from an IPRA back within the 15-day period, then there is an additional charge of $100 a day. So they're hoping that you're going to, and they're gonna ask you, they're gonna say, I need the budget adjustments for the past 5 years. For courts, not for finance, but for police, and they're gonna give you all these bits and pieces, make it really complicated. So that it takes him longer than necessary to get back to them. So there's ways of mitigating that, but they're banking on the fact that you might miss by a day or two. And then you have to pay it back. Or,
So you have to pay them, we have to pay them.
yes, and they won't contact you to say, hey, you owe me, where's my stuff? They're hoping that you're forgetting, and they'll hope that you'll forget and put it on the back burner for months, years. And then they'll come back and say, hey,
1,500,000.
yeah.
Huh.
So that's why the fee is up higher to prevent
People
for that.
kind of doing that. If they want,
$400 a day, then my nephew just settled with the Rio Dosa, the wrong termination. And I mean, he was like at 4 years at it. Their budget went way down.
to stop them from that, like she said, I want PD and then I want courts and I want this and I want
But
that.
for finance, I only want this,
Yeah.
right? And
And so I can add it up and go, okay, that's 1,000 pages, that'll be $1,000,
Still want it?
you know?
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden they'll send out an email or get in contact with you and I'd would make them write it. Oh, I no longer am looking for this, I don't want it, forget about it. Kind of thing,
All right, let's get,
yeah.
So that's what the copies and charges and stuff.
Are we still getting grant money from the Hubbard?
no, I was going to point out that I do not believe.
Oh, that's long, no, no.
Yeah, but it's all here, $5,000.
I see that.
To the best of my knowledge, they are defunct.
You've been developing for 4 years and that's.
Where is,
It's on page 3 and it's down on line 36052. 36052 is Hubbard grant. Hubbard Foundation grant.
And then miscellaneous revenue, what else, right?
Yeah, who knows?
Is that slush fund?
That's a lot of miscellaneous revenue. I
Where are
think
you
that's
saying?
that.
Sure.
It's a 36061.
Right in the middle.
this
I see.
is revenue for
Mhm.
10,000.
$10,000. I don't think that's real. That's phantom money.
So,
That's, that was there, that was the.
Corey, is this stuff that we need to do some more digging before?
Yeah, this is-
Or-
All of this stuff, so I was busy with all the different directors going over the budgets so that we could do this. I didn't look in any of the
Right.
miscellaneous
Any of that stuff.
or any income stuff, and now,
There's that parks and helicopter fees,
15 grand.
yeah,
that's a fee, not a. Oh, these are all things we paid out, so we paid all this.
no,
This is income.
this is
They
it.
charge them a fee to land.
Okay, okay.
I don't know that any of this is legit.
No, because I don't know where she put, and this is what I was talking with the fire department. Fire never saw any of their half of the land.
Okay,
Right.
well, there's two lines, parks helicopter fees and then fire station helicopter fees.
Yes, that's what,
He got 50 and.
Oh, you know what? That's the split. It's 30 grand.
That's the split, the 30 and 30.
So he had 15 that he never saw.
Mhm.
Yeah, see, so that, but that's, all that being said, this is something that the finance director hasn't went over and addressed yet.
And that's kind of what
Asking
I'm,
questions he doesn't have answers to because he hasn't investigated
it's
this.
kind of what I'm leaning towards, just can we give him some time to kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Um,
And we might have to call a special meeting
Then we
to get information on. this.
yeah, we may.
Mhm.
but we're going to do, these were all suggested,
I think we can all,
is a suggestion.
Right.
When you
Okay.
sit down with the budget, I will have all these researched and I can give you a printout of.
I don't know what is legit. Look, again, like, I think is, that's faded out to down.
All these blanks will be filled out with these numbers in them.
Well, I will look at like the helicopter fees.
No, no, I'm talking about the helicopter fees. I'm not worried about them because that's what they are. These here, what we've written in here about they want.
Well, we will keep a copy of what they want. And then when we have the next meeting, you'll actually go over everything, you look at the budget. And you could say, oh, we can't afford that gravel truck.
So let's negotiate now for,
Right, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That way, that's when we'll act stuff and
Right.
move on.
Yeah,
I
and
think,
these are,
And that's going to depend on what you advise us on the
I
bottom line.
think
Yeah.
being that everybody needs a vehicle, that's probably what we're gonna have to consider. I don't know if we have enough for everybody or not. And, I mean,
well.
you can't say first come, first serve, but,
no,
No,
gotta prioritize.
prioritize for sure.
Fire said the one he's driving is okay. It hasn't given out on it yet.
Right.
So if fire gets a new truck, could that go to,
Possibly.
you know,
That's a thought.
Jeanette,
Yeah.
to Jeanette? I mean, I'm just,
Yeah.
you know, saying there's options instead of an EV car because probably be a little easier to strip off a little bit.
That one's already been emailed and all of that,
Yeah.
decals come off basically.
Yeah,
Take the radio and the lights up.
and that could be it.
the one he's driving,
Uh-huh.
I thought he mentioned to me, what was it, like, he stopped me out there, I was going down to here. I get to see you, like that one yesterday,
Okay.
and he made a comment, don't keep that for. You know, was it? He's got I think you want to keep him because he's this other person that he can hire, full-time firefighter,
Mhm.
would go to him.
And that's fine, I'm not saying that.
Just saying.
Yeah, we can get to that when it gets to it.
Exactly.
Even if we get to it.
We can bounce that ball. It's time to
She was just bringing up since everybody
Right.
wants.
Yeah.
Vehicles.
All right, so guys, is there anything else we have to hit or address? We never did find out if I have the budget, but we'll.
I didn't see
we'll
it.
see. I did
No,
not send it. If nothing else, I'll go buy a flag myself, I don't care.
You can find
That-
out in your first.
Well, didn't they say one time? Shelby, that he was under administration?
I don't
There.
recall, because we've never talked about the mayor's budget ever.
And I don't know if there ever was one, I just know that's what Gary says, it comes out of my budget.
Well, I know that we increased the
Or is
compensation.
it general
for the mayor,
fund
and
is
it hasn't shown
budget?
up.
Have something right.
Well, let me ask, so let's say, let's pretend mayor has a budget, cause I can do, how much would you want?
It would be, I don't even know, it would be nominal, really,
He would definitely need his salary. He needs training and mileage and per diem.
Insurance
uh,
would be FICA.
Insurance, but he might need a little bit of a fund for discretionary spending.
you know, some of them, yeah, the swag kind of things, the flag kind of thing, just it wouldn't need to be.
You shouldn't have any expense in this job. In my opinion.
Personal expense or,
Well,
Personal
personal, for sure.
yeah, I'll have personal expense. but
Oh,
I'll-
yeah.
Well, not related to this job thing.
Um,
No,
You
some
know-
training and,
Right.
So you've had all of that before, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where it came from, I don't know, but we can find out, I'm sure.
who's the finance director, what figures it out?
Yeah, no, I think that you're right.
I think
The
it came out
last
of
meeting
administration.
saw come through. One that you just did came out of administration.
I would say it came out of administration.
She just did for the.
So, Mark said for the door, so
So it came
Mark
out,
probably knows more than we.
it came out of administration.
Okay.
That's,
I think general,
That
I
was
think,
building maintenance too.
but general administration, I
We
think,
could ask Selena when she comes back, she'll probably have that answer today.
Yeah. I agree.
well, Donna would know.
Yeah, I don't know if we can do more damage today as well.
Yeah, no, I don't-
Do you?
Think so.
All right, having said that, if there's nothing else. We adjourn. We
We need a motion about it, just make it adjournment, that's it, that's everybody just goes around that BS.
3:30, sir. And would you like Selena with that time? Yeah, 3:30, so she can put out notice of cancellation for.